a system of coplanar forces not in equilibrium acting on a rigid body can be reduced to a single force acting at an arbitrary point in the plane of the forces together with a couple from examination point of view. This theorem is important. It is asked in the previous examination. Prove that a number of forces can be replaced by a single force together with a couple, and the moment of this couple is same as algebraic sum of the moments of the forces about that point. Now this is the generalization of the previous theorem. In the previous theorem, what you have proved? In the previous theorem, you have proved that a single force F can be replaced by an equivalent parallel force F at an arbitrary point O together with a couple of moment equal to moment of the original force about that point. This you have studied in the last theorem. How do you do that one? Suppose F is the given force. Consider arbitrary point O. Through O, draw COD. Let us take this as A. This point as A. Draw COD parallel to F. And through O, introduce two forces. One F along OD, F along OC. These two have no effect on the system. They neutralize each other. Now the force F through A, force F along OC, these two being equal and parallel. Correct? Parallel. And they are equivalent to a couple. What is the moment of this couple? Moment of the couple is same as moment of this force, given force about O. What is the moment of the couple? Force into perpendicular distance. What is the moment of this force? It is also F into this distance. It is same as moment of this couple about O. And we are left with one more force here. F acting along O. Now here, replace this force P1 acting through A1, A2, A3, etc. and we take Pn acting through An. We replace this force P1 acting through A1 by an equivalent parallel force P1 through O together with a couple of moment G1. Correct? Moment of couple G1. Similarly, this force P2 acting at A2 can be replaced by equivalent parallel force P2 through O together with a couple of moment G2. Similarly, we can replace all the forces like this. It is Pn and this is P3 and so on Pn. Moment is G3, etc. Gn. Then the resultant of these concurrent forces will be a single force. Further, resultant of these concurrent forces will be a single force, say R. And all the couples, moment of all the couples is again a single couple. This also you have studied. Moment of two couples is equal to a single couple, whose moment is same as algebraic sum of the moments of these constituent couples. So, further this P1, P2, P3, their resultant is R, and all the couples can be replaced by a single couple. What is that moment of that single couple? Algebraic sum of moments of these couples. So finally we are left with single force R. What is that? Which is equal to the resultant of all these individual forces and a single couple whose moment is same as moments of these couples. Algebraic sum of the moments of these couples. So this is the result. Proof you take this. Proof of this. Let O be any arbitrary point. Any arbitrary point. Let P1, P2, etc. P3, etc. Pn be n forces acting through A1, A2, etc. An respectively. Force P1 acting through A1 can be replaced by an equal and parallel force P1 through O together with a couple of moment, say G1, whose moment is equal to the moment of P1 through A1 at O. See here, you know this result, but the important thing is the art of writing the proof is important. How to write the proof? Similarly, all other forces P2, P3, etc. Pn can be replaced. Now, the resultant of concurrent forces P1, P2, etc. Pn is equal to a single force, say R, same point O. Resultant of concurrent forces is same as single force, that is R acting through O. Also, the couples are equal to a single couple whose moment is equal to the algebraic sum of moments of the couples. Algebraic sum of moments of the constituent couples. Hence, the system reduces to a single force together with a couple. So analytical method means we derive expression for the equation of the resultant. Resultant means it is a straight line because forces are acting in a plane. And straight line means we derive the equation for the lines ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 in that form. If you know the equation, then it is completely known. Resultant is completely known. Say the analytical method means it is like this. Suppose P1, P2, P3, the number of forces acting through, say it is x1, y1, x2, y2, take this as a1, a2, and this is x3, y2. We consider coordinate axes. Suppose number of forces are acting like this on a rigid body, then we draw two mutually perpendicular lines through some point say O. Take this as origin. With respect to this origin, we can locate the points here. A means x1, y1. Coordinates of A2 are suppose x2, y2. And C, A3, I take A3 are x3, y3. Now we find out resultant of these forces. Suppose n number of forces are there. And we prove that, or we find out equation for line of action of the resultant. Suppose the resultant of these forces acts through, say, the point A. And it is, suppose it is R. Now we use resolved parts here. Suppose x1, y1 are resolved parts of P1. Resolved parts means components along two perpendicular directions. Suppose resolved part of P1 along x-axis is x1, along y-axis is y1. Similarly, resolved part of P2 are x2, y2. And what is resolved part of P3? x3, y3. And suppose resolved part of the resultant are x and y. X and y. Then we get capital X. What is capital X? Resolved part of the resultant. And capital X is, it is the algebraic sum of the resolved parts of the constituent forces. And what is x? X is equal to r cos theta. Suppose it makes an angle theta with x axis. Then what are x and y? X is r cos theta, y is r sin theta. Correct? X is r cos theta is it is x1, x2 plus so on xn. Similarly, y is what is y? Result part of the resultant perpendicular to x axis, and y is what is this? R sin theta. It is y1, y2, etc. yn. We have to find out what is x1, y1 and so on. They are the result parts of the component forces. How to get x1? For that you require angle made by P1 with positive x-axis. Then you can write x1 as well as y1. Suppose it is theta 1. Then what is x1? P1 cos theta 1 and it is P1 sin theta 1. Now here I take this as only x1, x2, xn. What are the result part perpendicular to x-axis? y1, y2, etc. yn. Now take this as 1, this as 2. How to get r here? Squaring and adding r square is x square plus y square. Square and add. So what is r? R means we take positive root because it is magnitude. R is root x square plus y square. This gives, what does this give? Magnitude of the resultant. Magnitude of the resultant is square root of x square plus y square. What is capital X? Capital X is algebraic sum of the result parts of the component forces. What is capital Y? Algebraic sum of the result parts of the component forces. Then capital R is root x square plus y square. Now to find the direction, how to find direction? Tan theta is y by x. This gives the direction. Tan theta is y by x. Divide. Theta is tan inverse y by x. This gives the direction. This gives the magnitude. Now to completely know the resultant, we require the equation of the resultant. If you know the equation of the resultant, then you can easily find out completely the resultant. Now for that, we take, suppose G1 is moment of P1 about O. This is important. Next part important, we find the line of action of the resultant. For that we find the equation for the resultant. We take moment of P1 about O. It is algebraic sum of the moments of x1 and y1 about O. Next we are finding equation for R. For that we use moments. What is moment of this P1 about O? It is same as sum of the moments of x1 and y1 about O. What is moment of x1 about O? Anybody? What is moment of x1 about O? To find the moment, we require force into perpendicular distance, and also sign is important. What is this perpendicular distance of this x1 from O? It is this distance. What is this distance? y1, y coordinate of the point. Therefore, and one more thing is it positive or negative moment? Moment is negative. Therefore, it is minus capital X1 into small y1. Then what is moment of y1 about O? It is y1 into perpendicular distance. What is the perpendicular distance? x1, x coordinate of the point. And is it positive or negative? Positive. It is because this direction. So it is plus capital Y1 into small x1. Therefore, moment of P1 about OH, it is small x1 y1 minus small y1 x1. And what is moment of, similarly, I take this as G1, and moment of R about O. What is moment of R about O? Moment of R about O is, it is capital X into, we have to take this as xy. Correct? We take this as xy. x1, y1, x2, y2 are used to take this as small xy. Then, what is moment of R about O? It is small x into capital Y minus small y into capital X. Suppose it is equal to G. Therefore, xy minus yx is equal to G. What is this G? This G is G1 plus G2 plus etc. Because what is the moment of the resultant? It is algebraic sum of the moments of component forces. That is why we have obtained here separately moment of P1 about O, moment of P2 about O. All this sum is moment of R about O. But what is moment of R about O? It is minus xy plus y into capital X, and suppose it is equal to G. Now, xy minus yx is equal to G. This gives equation for the resultant. This gives equation for the resultant. And what is capital Y here? Capital Y is sum of the resolved parts of the component forces. What is capital X? Sum of the resolved parts of the forces along x axis. And what is capital G? It is algebraic sum of the moments of component forces about O. That is important, about O only, origin only here. We have taken moment of the forces about origin, not about any point. This is important here. Capital G is algebraic sum of the moments of component forces about G. Then, what is line of action of the resultant? xy minus yx is equal to G. We take this as a formula. Here, everything is known. Capital X is known, capital Y is known, capital G is known. And what is resultant? R root x square plus y square. What is theta? Tan inverse y by x. What is the equation for the line of action of the resultant? xy minus yx is equal to 0. Now this gives completely the resultant, and it is called analytical method. Analytical because we have obtained equation for the line of action of the resultant. Therefore, it is analytical method. I think all of you have followed this one. Proof is, explain the analytical method of finding the resultant of number of coplanar forces acting on a rigid body. Question will be like this, 5-mark question. Explain analytical method for finding number of coplanar forces acting on a rigid body. You have to write this one. R is given by this, theta is this, and the line of action of the resultant is given by this formula. Take this. Forces are like this. How do you find the resultant? Forces are acting around the square given by this. You know the equation of the line, x is 1, y is 1, y is 0, x is 0. We find out capital X and Y first. X is algebraic sum of the resolved parts of the forces along x axis. Then, what is capital X? Algebraic sum of this resolved parts. It is 6 into cos 0 plus 8 into cos 90 degree plus 10 into cos of 180 degree minus, I take minus value into cos of 90 degree, because see the direction of this force, so I have taken minus value, makes an angle 90 degree. What is this? 6 minus 10, it is minus 4. Theta minus 4, 6 minus 10. Then capital Y is algebraic sum of the resolved parts of the forces along y axis. Then capital Y is, only you have to change cos by sin here. Cos by sin, 6 into sin 0 plus 8 into sin 90 plus 10 into sin 180 minus 12 into sin of 90 degree. What is sin 0 and sin 180? Both are 0. Therefore, 8 minus 12, it is minus 4. Therefore, the resultant R of the forces is square root of x square plus y square. This gives only magnitude. Resultant is, magnitude of the resultant is root x square plus y square, 16 plus 16, so it is 4 root 2. 4 root 2. Correct? 4 root 2. This is only magnitude. Magnitude of the forces is, means resultant is 4 root 2. If theta is the angle made by the resultant with positive x-axis, then tan theta is, anybody, how do you find out theta? See, what is this? X means r cos theta it is. And what is y? R sin theta. Correct? R sin theta. Therefore, both cos theta and sin theta are negative. Both cos and sin are negative. In which quadrant both sin and cos are negative? Third quadrant. And if you take tan theta, you get 1. Because r cos sin theta by r cos theta, both are equal, you get 1. Therefore, theta is 225 degree. Tan theta is y by x, it is 1. Since both sin theta, cos theta are negative, theta is 225 degree. It makes an angle 225 degree. Also, if G is equal to algebraic sum of the moment of the forces about O. So two things were obtained here. One is capital R, magnitude. Second is angle made by the resultant with positive x-axis. Next is you have to find out equation for the line of action of the resultant. For that we require capital G. What is G? Algebraic sum of moments of component forces about O, that is important, about origin. In this line of action of the resultant, you have to take moment always about origin. What is moment of this force? 6 about origin 0. Value is also 0 about origin because they pass through origin. What is moment of this force 8? Force into perpendicular distance. It is plus A into 1 plus 10 into 1. Other two forces pass through origin, therefore moment of these two is 0. Algebraic sum of the moments means moment of this force 6 about O is 0, 8 about O is force into perpendicular distance. What is this distance? 1. Because x is 1 means this distance is 1. And it is positive because anti-clockwise. Moment of this force about O is also positive. So it is 18. Therefore, equation of the line of action of the resultant. Line of action of the resultant is small x into y minus y into x is equal to g. This is the equation. So here it is xy minus yx is equal to g. It is therefore x into what is capital Y minus 4 minus y into this is also minus 4 is equal to g. What is g? 18. Therefore minus 4x plus 4y minus 18 is equal to 0, or 2x minus 2y plus 9 is equal to 0. This is line of action of the resultant. 2x minus 2y plus 9 is 0. So we have obtained magnitude, direction and equation. What is the advantage of this finding the resultant, equation of the resultant? You can draw the resultant from which you can find out the point through which the resultant acts. You can find out where the resultant intersect x axis or y axis. From that you can find out the completely the resultant. Problems are simple on this type, but important from examination point of view. Usually one problem is asked from this topic. Find the magnitude, direction and line of action of the resultant. This is the formula xy minus yx is equal to g. I have to solve some more examples on this. I do that one in the next video.